All right, fourth grade, we're back to add some details to our awesome evergreen winter trees. So last time we added lots of different shades of green to make these beautiful evergreen trees. Today we're going to add some details. So some of you already started adding details last time, but we're going to do that together today. So what we're going to need is a medium-sized paintbrush. You might need some water this time just to clean your brush out a little bit because we're using lots of colors today. The first thing we're going to do is figure out what we're going to do with the ground. So you could start by just painting the ground a green color. Maybe you make your own green color again, just like you did last time. I'm going to mix it with this blue that I have here. And then you're going to paint the bottom. Now I'm going to make mine so it's like a snowy winter day. So I'm going to, at the very end, I'm going to use white to add snow on top of everything. But first, I'm going to use some of these other colors. So start planning out in your head what yours is going to look like. And as you can see, some of these colors got mixed together a little bit. So try not to mix your colors together. If you're not going to mix, or if you're not going to wash your paintbrush off in the water, you got to at least make sure there's no more paint on your brush by like rubbing it off on the messy map or using it all on your paper. Also, remember, we learned that when we don't have enough paint on our paintbrush, we can actually use that on purpose to add texture and let some of this black show through. And that is an artistic choice that you might make. So I'm going to let some of that black show through. I'm just going to kind of fill it in as best I can, make sure I'm a level 4 artist. And then while that's drying, let's go ahead and add some other details. So now I'm going to clean my brush out really well in my water. And this time I might make a star on my tree if I want it to be kind of like a Christmas tree if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, maybe you leave that part alone, but I think I will add a star. So to add a star, you're going to make a upside down V. Okay, and my paintbrush was wet, so that's making it harder. So I'm going to dry my paintbrush off with a paper towel. And this this yellow has been a little bit contaminated, so I'm going to be careful. So I have a V shape, upside down V shape. Then at the bottom of the V shape, I'm going to come up on both sides and then kind of go across to make a star shape. So that's one thing you could do. It doesn't need to be perfect, guys. It still looks like a star. When you have a star at night, like our tree is at night, it glows. So your star might look a little wonky or not very perfectly like straight edges, and that's okay. It just makes it look like it's glowing. So we'll let that dry. If yours is a Christmas tree, you could add little dots for ornaments. If you want to do that, the best way to do that, I think, is to use the back of your paintbrush to dip in a color and then add dots that way. Remember, less is more. We don't want to cover up our whole tree because we worked so hard on it. So I'll just add some blue ornaments on mine. Again, if you don't celebrate Christmas or don't want it to be a Christmas tree, it could just be a regular tree. A beautiful tree at night. Okay. Now that I did that, let's see, I could add anything else that I want, but I'm going to go ahead and start working on the snow. So that's up to you if you want to add some more things before you start using white for the snow. Once you get to the white, you're going to get a little bit on your bristles. And the first thing you can do is you can lay some white on top of your grass, like it snowed and it's on the grass. So I might need to get some new white. I'm going to go ahead and paint some white on top of my grass that I have to show that it is snowy. Snowy, snowy, snowy. If you need a refill, just let me know. Another thing I might do is I might start adding some snow on my tree because I know sometimes the snow will stick. So whenever you have snow, it always sticks to the top first because gravity is making it fall off the sides. So make a little bit on the top, just a tiny bit. You don't want to cover up your beautiful green pines that you have. Maybe there's a little bit that's stuck to the top of my star. I'm trying to use the good stuff in the bottom here. That's better. All right, so maybe I'll put a little bit at the top. So here's the key, dab. So you're just going to dab a little bit on the top of some of your rows of colors. And again, that's going to add texture. So you're just going to dab. You're not blending it. with your paintbrush, you're just dabbing it. Dab, dab, dab. So I'm gonna add some down here, dab, dab, dab. You don't want to have too much on your brush because you'll get a big puddle and it'll cover up a lot of your tree. So just a little bit down here. A little bit down here. Again, less is more, y'all. Less is more. I'll put a little bit more on the top of my star, maybe. All right, now I can make snowflakes. Now we don't want to just paint snowflakes. We want to have really careful, small snowflakes falling from the sky. So what you could do is get a little bit of white on the back of your paintbrush and dab the snow falling from the sky. This is actually called printmaking. When you don't use the bristles of your brush and you just press with an object, like sometimes we'll press with cardboard, or you could press with a fork. That is called printmaking. All right, if you want to get a little crazy with it, you could paint a snowman. So remember, we want to make this paint or this tree look like it's big. So I'm gonna make my snowman kind of small, so it makes this tree look really big. So I'm gonna paint a little circle. How about another circle? And then a circle for the head. Once that dries, I will add the details to that later. I could also paint something else. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here and leave the rest to you. I've seen somebody paint like a bench, like if you have a bench that someone's sitting on. The key is paint the base color first and then let it dry for a minute and then paint over top. So I'm going to let the snowman dry and then I'll paint his face. So I can use this black and I'll just show you how I can make a little snowman mouth really quickly with the end of my paintbrush. And again, my snowman right here is not perfect. It's just a testament that what I say is true. You do not ever need to be perfect in art. Then I can go back in, maybe with a pink. Maybe he's got a pink scarf on. And since this is so small, I'm just going to keep using the back of my paintbrush to paint his scarf. And even kind of rub it back and forth to make a line. And then maybe I'll make a really quick carrot nose. Sticking out this way. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and stop there. A good artist knows when to stop. So if you feel happy with your artwork, go ahead and stop. Put this on the drying rack. Your name should already be on the back from last time. I cannot wait to see what you created. I'll see you later, guys.